Hi guys, it's Miss Polk. I just wanted to tell you guys I miss you guys so much. I can't wait till we're in our classrooms again learning. I hope that you guys are staying safe, social distancing, staying inside, and I hope that you guys are engaging in distance learning and keeping your minds busy while we're out of school. Today we're going to be doing something that I know that a lot of you guys have grown to love, even though we didn't like it in the beginning of the year, and that's cursive handwriting. A lot of you guys have gotten so much better at cursive handwriting. So I wanted to make sure that we're still practicing those skills while we're outside of school and getting better at it. Okay, guys, like I said, I'm recording outside because it was such a beautiful day. So we might hear a little background noise. There's a dog barking in the background, but we're going to ignore it. All right, so our standard today is L4.1, which is demonstrate the command of conventions of standard English grammar and usage when writing, printing, cursive, or keyboarding, or speaking. All right, so I went ahead and did A, B, C, and uppercase D, just so I can explain to you guys the purpose of our lines. Now, I drew my own lines because I don't have cursive paper at home, but you guys will be getting cursive paper soon because Miss Strength and I are mailing out some materials to you guys that we think that you can use. And I put some cursive paper in mine. All right. So, as you can see, in my examples here for A, B, and C, all of my uppercase letters are stretching to the top and they touch all the way to the bottom. And if they have a tail, their tail ends in the middle, just like in A and C. Now our tail for B kind of ends in the center of B, but most of our uppercase letters are going to begin at the top line, stretch all the way down to the bottom line, and they're going to end somewhere in the middle, and they're going to touch that middle line. Same thing for our lowercase letters, except our lowercase letters don't start at the top line, or most of them don't. They start at our bottom line or our middle line. I'm going to tell you why. Some of our letters, or most of our cursive letters, will have tails, but our lowercase ones have starting points. So our starting point for A is the bottom line here. Our starting point for B is the bottom line. Our starting point for C is the bottom line. And whenever we're writing our lowercase letters, we stretch to the center or the middle line, and we end in the middle, like for A and for C. Our tall lowercase letters are always going to stretch to the top line, just like our uppercase letters, but they're also going to end in the middle sometimes. All right. So like I said, I did A, B, and C. A lot of you guys should already be familiar about how to do A, B, and C. Those are a lot of our easiest letters, and those are the first letters that we learned when we were learning cursive. So now we're going to start on D. Okay, so starting with lowercase d. Our lowercase d, just like A, B, and C, has a starting point at the bottom line. So our lowercase d is going to start at the bottom. We're going to go up. We're going to curve, come around and form our D. Come up, come back down, and end in the center with our tail. Now, as you can see, our starting point here is the bottom line. I went and reached all the way up to the top, and I came back down and ended in the center. There are no floating letters. My fourth graders from my class should know what floating letters are because I always tell them about their floating letters. Floating letters are those letters in cursive that aren't stretching to the top line, or they aren't stretching all the way to the bottom line when they should. They're hovering, and that's why I call them floating letters. And we want no floating letters when we're practicing our cursive. All right, so we have done A, B, C, and D. Let's move on to E. Our E, our uppercase E, is a tall letter. So we're going to start at the top line. We come down slightly. We form our E, which kind of looks like a 3. We loop, come all the way to the bottom, and we end where? In the middle. And that is our E. Our lowercase e is going to start at our bottom line, just like our other lowercase letters. So we're going to start on the bottom line, make our E, touch the middle line, come down, touch the bottom, and end in the center. Okay, so I'm gonna skip a line and come down here to start on F because I want to make sure I have enough room for everyone to see. I don't want it to be squished. All right, so a lot of my students get F and T confused because they look very similar. But we just have to think of F like a print F or a regular F. So our F begins at our top line here, and we start at the top line, and we kind of make a little, like a little roof or like a little wave for our F. We come down from the center, and that's why I said we get T and F confused, because it kind of looks like a T. We come up like a J, and then inward like this. And then our middle line, we put this dash in the center. And that's what makes it different from a T, is that it looks like an F now because we put our line in the center. So that is our uppercase F. All right, so we have finally come to one of our letters that is a tall letter, so it should reach all the way up, but it's also a letter that reaches below our bottom line. So I've told you guys, I've warned you guys about staying in the lines, touching the lines when you're supposed to touch the lines, but there are certain letters that are supposed to reach below the bottom line, and this is one of them, like lowercase f. So lowercase f starts at our bottom line. We go up kind of like an L, we come back down, we go below that bottom line, we come back up to the bottom line, and then we curve all the way out to the middle line. And that is our lowercase f. All right, G, uppercase G. We're gonna start at our bottom line. We're gonna go up, we're gonna loop, come out to the right, touch the top line again, come all the way down. We're gonna loop like a sailboat, and then we're gonna give it a little tail. And that is our uppercase G. All right, lowercase g has a starting point, our bottom line. So we're gonna start, come around to form our G, and G also goes below our bottom line, like this. And then we have lowercase g. All right, moving on to H. All right, so I always told you guys about doing the candy cane method for H, and I'm going to show you guys what I mean. So H does start at the top line, and the whole thing about cursive is that we're not supposed to pick up our pencil, right? We're not supposed to pick up our pen. Well, for some of our uppercase letters, we can pick up our pen, or we're supposed to pick up our pen or our pencil, and H is one of them. All right, so H, we're gonna form what looks like a candy cane. I'm gonna show you what I mean. So our top line, we're not gonna start at the top, we're gonna start a little below the top. We're gonna come here, make like a candy cane, and come down like this. And then we're gonna make a candy cane, but going in the opposite direction. So we're gonna start here and also go down. Now instead of picking up our pencil, we're gonna go back up from the bottom, loop and touch our other candy cane, and come out. And then we have a uppercase cursive H. All right, our lowercase cursive H, we're gonna start at our bottom line. We're going to start here, and it has a little bit of a curve when we start, like this. We're gonna loop up like an L, go all the way down, make our H, so we do our hump, and then we end with our tail in the middle. I always used to tell you guys that cursive is just like print, but with like fancy tails. They're all fancy. They have a lot of swirls and things. And our letters, we have to remember that we're doing our tails at the end. So make sure that you're touching that middle line when you're supposed to, and all of our letters have those tails that reach all the way up to the middle line. All right, I. Okay, so I is a uppercase letter that does not begin at the top line. It starts at the middle line. So we're gonna start in the middle. We're We're gonna go out to the left, come down, then up like an L, and then end in the middle. And then we have an uppercase I. Lowercase I, I'm gonna start at the bottom line, starting point, come up to the middle, come back down, and then dot your I. All right. J. J is another uppercase letter that starts in the middle line. I'm gonna start in the middle line. We're gonna go up, touch the top, come down to the bottom line, and end in the center, like this. All right. J, our lowercase j, starts at the bottom line. We're gonna come out and up, kind of like an I. We're gonna go reach down below and end in the center. And don't forget to dot your J like you would your I. All right. K. K is another one of those letters that we can use our candy cane method to do. We're gonna start here at the top line, come down, make your candy cane. We're gonna start here at the other line at the top. We're gonna curve inwards toward our line that we drew in the middle, loop, come down and end in the center like that. Okay, lowercase k, we're gonna start at the bottom line. We're gonna go up like an L, come down. Then we're gonna go back up, but stop here in our middle line, make a loop, and kick out and up to the center. All right, L is a uppercase letter that goes below our bottom line here. And I'm gonna show you what I mean. We're gonna start in the center. We're gonna go up, 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 make our L and loop, and then we're gonna reach below our bottom line. Your L is supposed to dip below your bottom line like this. Our lowercase L is gonna start at our bottom line. We're gonna start here, reach all the way up, loop, and come down and end with our tail there. Okay, our uppercase M begins in the middle. We're gonna reach up, make our first hump, touch the top line, come all the way down. Make our second, touch the top line, go all the way down, and give it a tail. All right, our M's, I always used to tell you guys that M's and N's are extra fancy because they need a tail at the end, but they also need a tail in the front or a hump in the front. So I'm gonna show you what I mean. So our lowercase m, we're gonna start with our tail in the front. Then we're gonna form our M, and then we're gonna give it a tail. And if you look at it closely, it looks like it has 3 humps, and you guys just always get confused about, is this an M, is this an N? Because the humps in the letters used to throw you guys off, but I always just tell you guys, it's fancy, it's extra fancy. It needs a tail in the front, and it needs a tail in the back. All right, N, same as the M, we're gonna start in the middle, reach down, make our hump, touch the top, come all the way down, and give it a tail. All right, and remember our M's and our N's are fancy, so they need that tail in the front. Then we form our real letter, then we give it a tail. All right, O. O is very simple, except it just has a little fancy swoop that touches the top line. Remember, none of my letters are floating. They all touch the lines where they're supposed to. Lowercase o is the same way. It just starts in the middle line. P, uppercase P, begins in the middle, reach all the way top, come all the way to the bottom. We make our P come out. Lowercase p starts at the bottom, goes to the middle, comes down below our bottom line. We loop our p, touch that middle line, and then we give it a tail that ends in the middle. All right. How many of you remember the little rhyme that I told you guys to help you remember how to draw a uppercase Q? Well, if you don't remember, I'm going to tell you right now. To help you remember how to draw an uppercase Q, I always used to tell you guys, say Q is 2. What do you mean, Miss Polk? Well, our uppercase Q, it just looks like a 2, kind of. This is how we write our Q. And I used to tell you guys that because, and I showed you guys this little trick before, I'm going to draw it again. If I draw my Q like a 2, if I come on this side and I finish it, it looks like a Q, a cursive Q. So both ways are actually correct, but in my room we have practiced drawing it where it kind of looks like a 2. So we're gonna do it like that. But either way is actually correct. All right, so that's uppercase Q. All right, lowercase q. We start at the bottom, come up, and a lot of y'all used to get confused and draw G's for your Q's, but instead of going to the left, we go to the right. And then we touch the line. I know I'm not supposed to pick up my pencil. I know there's some of y'all saying, Miss Polk, you picked up your pencil. Well, I just picked it up to show you that you're not supposed to go to the left. You're supposed to go out to the right for your Q. And I always tell you guys that I can tell when you pick up your pencil when you're doing your cursive, and that's why I tell you to fix your letters, right? Well, can you tell where Miss Polk picked up her pencil here, but she didn't do it here? All right. Okay, guys, we're almost done. Our next letter is R. All right, we're gonna start in the center, go all the way to the top line, reach down, we make our R, and we end it in the middle line. All right, our lowercase r starts at the bottom, it reaches up to the middle, go over, and we end in the center. All right, S. S is a tricky letter for you guys, but we're going to practice it together, and I'm going to try to explain it the best I know how. All right, so we're going to start at our bottom line. We're going to go up and over at the same time until we reach the top line. We're going to loop like we would an L, come down, loop to the left like a sailboat, and then give it a hook. I think I got out the camera frame there for a second. Let me do it again. We're gonna go up and over till we reach the top, loop, come down, over like a sailboat, and then loop. And that's our S, our uppercase S. Now our lowercase s, you guys say is very easy because it actually looks like a sailboat to you guys. We start here, curve out, go to your middle line, come down, and out again, and you end in the center. All right, T. We already drew our F, so we know how to draw our T. We start at the top line, we give it that little roof on the top, come down, we curve it over like a J, but we don't put that cross in the middle because that would make it a F. All right, lowercase t starts at our bottom line, we go up to the center, and then we cross. Now, you see I didn't stop at the center, I went slightly above it because our lowercase t is supposed to do that. We're supposed to go slightly above our middle line. All right, U, our uppercase U, we're gonna start right around here in between our middle line and our top line. We're gonna give it that little curvy beginning. Draw our U and give it a tail. And our lowercase u is exactly the same. It just begins in our middle line. And we're also gonna give it a starting point. Actually, I'm sorry, no, we don't give it a starting point. We start in our center line and we just draw our U. All right, V. V is very similar looking to U, except we don't give it a tail down here. We just draw our V and make sure that we're touching our top line. Our lowercase v is the same. We just do it in the middle. All right, W. W is very similar to V. Draw our W, and we do the same thing for lowercase. We just start in the center. Okay, X. X is very easy. A lot of you guys used to have trouble with X, and I taught you this trick, and now you know how to draw X uppercase and lowercase. Okay, so we're gonna start the top line, and you're gonna draw a curve. Okay, so like I was saying, you're gonna draw a curve. You're gonna start here. You're gonna draw a curve like this. And then we're gonna start at our bottom line and just draw a line straight through our curve. And then we have uppercase X. And the same thing is very similar about our lowercase x, except we're gonna start at our bottom line with our curve. So we're gonna start here. So you see my curved line went from the bottom, the top of the middle line, and then the bottom again, and we end in the middle line. And then to make it an X, we just draw a line through it, the same that we did for our uppercase. So we have upper and lowercase X. All right, Y. Our uppercase Y starts here. We're gonna give it that little beginning. Come all the way down to the bottom line. Curve your Y and make sure you end in the middle. Our lowercase y looks exactly the same, except we're gonna start at the bottom, touch that middle line, draw your Y, again, touch the middle line, and when you end, give it that tail and you end in the middle. All right, and now for the letter that gives you guys the most trouble in my room, it's Z, which is okay because Z is a little tricky. Even I have some trouble with Z sometimes. All right, so uppercase Z. We're gonna start in the center with uppercase Z. And I always tell you guys to count how many humps you do when you're doing Z. And it's almost like you're drawing a 3, and I'm gonna show you what I mean. So I'm starting here in the middle, and I'm counting 1, touch the top line, stop in the center, 2, come below, and then I give it a little curve there. Now mine might not be perfect because like I told you guys, uppercase Z gives me, but I think that looks pretty good. All right, so that's our uppercase Z, and our lowercase Z starts at our bottom line, and we go 1, 2, and in there. Okay, so now we have our entire alphabet in cursive, upper and lower. I hope you guys are at home practicing. Write letters to your friends in cursive while we're doing social distancing and see if your parents can help you mail them. Write stories in cursive like we used to do in my class. Write poems, write your thoughts, write what you see outside your window. Just write, guys, but write in cursive. Practice, keep those skills fresh. All right, guys, I'll see you in my next video. I look forward to seeing you guys on Zoom. I miss you so much, and stay safe and stay indoors. Bye.